Hi, this is Lexi with maternityleague.com, and I'm just getting ready to run my vacuum, and I've had a bunch of people ask me about my vacuum. It's the Neato D5 robotic vacuum cleaner. I was really hesitant to purchase it. I had another robotic vacuum cleaner before this. It was the Hoover, I don't remember the name of it, but whatever the Hoover robotic vacuum cleaner was, it was terrible. So I had that. It broke several times. I returned it, exchanged it, and then I finally just got rid of it. And I recently bought this D5 from Neato, and I love it. So I'm going to show you the vacuum cleaner in just a minute, and then I'm going to show you how I use it. So here is my Neato D5. I have it hiding underneath the console here. It's plugged into the wall, and it sits on the docking station. Mine's a little dusty, but I'm gonna pull it out. It has the built-in filter. You don't need to buy bags or anything. And it also comes with the HEPA filter, which mine needs to be replaced, but that's a nice feature. And you just click it in. One of my favorite things about this one, as opposed to all the other robot vacuum cleaners, and I don't know if this really does anything, but in my imagination it does, the corners. So it gets in the corners really, really well. I can tell you that this, compared to the Hoover that I had before this, picks up way, 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 way more. Must have better suction. I think a lot of it is it's just more agile. The only thing that I can complain about is this little thing that kind of sticks up here. So several times it's tried to get underneath furniture. It's just too low, so it kind of gets stuck and scratches this up, but that doesn't matter. So the only other thing about this is it comes with an app. I don't use the app. I've tried it and it didn't really do much for me. So, and if you look at the app in the App Store, it has really low reviews. I think most people probably find that it's sort of useless. I just have it plugged in the wall, and when I'm ready to use it, I just click the go button, and it's been great. I have, let's get this dog out of here. I have 2 little kids, so it's really hard for me to run the vacuum while they're awake, and then while they're sleeping, it's just loud and bulky. So what I tend to do is I'll pick everything up off the floor before we go out, before we go run errands or go grocery shopping or whatever, and then I just let this thing run. And then when I come home, my whole downstairs is vacuumed, and we have an upstairs downstairs. So when they are awake, I'll leave them downstairs to play. I'll pick everything up upstairs and move it upstairs and do the same thing up there. So it's super convenient, especially if you're a mom and you have little ones. It just makes life so much easier. So I'm gonna show you how I use it. Another pro tip, while the Neato is super thorough, occasionally there are things that it forgets to pick up, or there's little patches of dust that I'll find. And I can use this to go back around and just kind of spot treat when I need to. It's also great if you're a mom and you have kids or a dog and you have messes that just kind of pop up and you don't want to drag out the whole big vacuum cleaner. This is a great complement to the Neato. Okay, so now that the house is all picked up, I pick up all the stuff off the floor that I can. You obviously can't get everything, but, and I guess you don't technically need to pick everything up off the floor in order to run the Neato vacuum. I think a lot of people just run it without picking everything up, but I prefer to have it do the most thorough job it can and get everything out of the way. So once everything's out of the way, you press the on button and then it starts going. So it's right to work. I should also note that I put my dog away when we're using the vacuum. Not that he would give it any trouble or vice versa, but I just, again, like to have everything out of the way so I know it's covering everything it needs to. So there you have it, kind of getting right up in the corners. It actually sounds a little noisy right now, and I think that's because I need to replace this little spinning mechanism underneath. Let's see, it's right up in the register and everything. Super thorough. The dog cage. All right, so I just paused it and flipped it over and I found 2 Christmas ornament hangers in the, I don't know what it's called, in the spinny thing. So that's what was making all the noise. Couple other things I should mention is it generally does, right now I think it's changing course, but it generally does vacuum in straight lines, so it's pretty orderly. It kind of works its way around the table and things like that. But I use it on hardwood, and I also have several area rugs in my house, and it works great. This chair here is really the only place we have issues because it kind of gets caught on that little Neato emblem. But other than that, we're great. So there you have it. That's my review on the D5, the Neato D5 robotic vacuum. I would highly suggest it to anyone. It's a little bit less expensive than the equivalent in the iRobot family, and it's just generally so convenient to have a robotic vacuum in general. This specific one I think is awesome. I did a lot of research before I bought it and it totally paid off because I love it. So I'd highly suggest it, especially if you're a mom with kids or just any busy person in general who could benefit from not having to vacuum your house. So thanks for watching, and there are links below to both my Neato D5 robotic vacuum as well as my Black & Decker handheld that I use both for stairs and for touch-up. Thank you.